Is the Loro Piana Extra Pocket Pouch the new Mini Kelly? I know it's a bold claim, okay? But I'm going to explain myself in this video. I don't know about you, but I have seen a significant rise in interest in the Loro Piana Extra Pocket Pouch to the point that, I mean, she's sold out online. Look, I don't know if I have the best observational skills in the game, but I have noticed quite an increase in the number of Loro Piana Extra Pocket Pouches being posted across my social medias. All of a sudden I'm seeing chatter about this bag that I have heard simply nothing of before. Now, it is no secret that Loro Piana is having a bit of their time in the limelight. The spotlight is on them following the rise in quiet luxury, Loro Piana hats worn in succession, blah blah blah. The old money aesthetic, they're all shopping at Loro Piana for their cashmere and all of that, okay? The if you know of it all. So I wasn't that surprised when I started to see the Loro Piana pouches pop up here and there. Now, in the world of luxury, these are not new. These have been kicking around for years and years and years, okay? The Loro Piana girls have been sporting the pouch long before this trend. And the rest of us have only just now caught on to this minimalist, handheld little TBE moment. Guys, if you are new here, my name is Cassie and I'm a self-diagnosed luxury addict. I put out videos on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, so if you like luxury fashion, then you're probably going to love it here. So head down that subscribe, turn on the bell, become a member of our luxury addicted family. When are we going to rehab? Never. I also now have a podcast. It's called The Podcast, where I interview people in and around fashion. Go and enjoy it. Okay, why have I compared it to the Mini Kelly? Case in point. There's a certain kind of brand, like Loro Piana is a certain kind of brand, and Hermes is a certain kind of brand. They're in that same sort of category, right? And I feel as though they're not too dissimilar. You wear them in the same sorts of situations. They are a mini bag. We'll get into the sizing of the Loro Piana pouch, but they are a mini bag with a top handle moment, mainly used for, I mean, people are using it out and about daily, but you know, you'll see people use it a lot for sort of evening events, dinners. And I feel like this time last year, it was all about the Mini Kelly. All of the big time influencers or people that had a Mini Kelly were bringing it out, okay? It was like, this is its time to shine sort of thing. Now is the time to flex your Mini Kelly. And I feel like that sort of died down a little bit. Look, don't get me wrong. The Mini Kelly is still very popular. The Mini Kelly is still very hard to get and all of that. And I will go into this. But I feel as though, has the Mini Kelly been ever so slightly overshadowed by the Loro Piana pouch? I would say that they're generally comparable in terms of style. If you want to get very technical about it, then instead of the Mini Kelly, another Hermes bag that is probably a little bit, that looks probably closer to it, is the Kelly Pochette. But in my opinion, I think the Kelly Pochette is even harder to get than the Mini Kelly is. It's not as widely seen around. I don't want to say that it's not as popular because it's still very, like, people are still very much asking for it and putting in wishes and everything, but you definitely don't see as many Kelly Pochettes around as you do the Mini Kelly. The other thing is that I've seen people compare the Loro Piana pouch to the Longchamp travel pouch thing, and yes, the Longchamp is just a nylon version. However, the other thing that makes the Loro Piana pouch comparable to the Mini Kelly is that both of them have long crossbody straps that are detachable. So this one, you have your little strap with the lobster claws. The Loro Piana ones have like a square claw that again just detaches onto the little hooks of the handle, and you can crossbody as well as hand hold. But these little Loro Piana pouches also come in a variety of different variations and fabrics. So you have them in the calf skin. There's also ostrich, snake, I've seen a linen version. I've also seen a version which is in calfskin, but it has a sort of braided handle. There's a wicker version, there's a crochet version I've heard of, and there's also a few different sizes. So starting from the teeny tiniest, which you know is my favourite. Should I tell you which one's my favourite? Okay, thank you so much for asking. It's the LP 11.5. So this refers to the length of the bag, okay? It's the 11.5, it's like a tiny little square, it's very cute, but not in the calfskin. Look at the wicker one. That is categorically one of the most adorable things I've ever seen. Okay, it's very, very cute, and it's the one that I would go for. Okay, so that is that size. Then you gradually get to the L19, and that is the size that we're seeing a lot of people on social media use. You are seeing Sophia Richie-Grange with this, Gigi Hadid, amongst others. This is the size that they're carrying. Then, for those of us that like to carry around more with us, you've got the L27. Again, you will have different variations between each size. And then there's also a backpack version as well. Now, in terms of capacity, the Loro Piana pouch is way more capacious than a Mini Kelly, right? This is very structured. You're quite sort of limited to the space that you can fit things into, right? The flap has to come down, you have to lock it, all of this. The Loro Piana pouch has a wide zip, which means that you can really fill every nook and cranny of that bag and zip it up. And again, due to the leather, apart from maybe the wicker ones, you can kind of stuff stuff in there because it's a zip closure. So it is definitely a bit more user-friendly. You can definitely fit a phone in there compared to a Mini Kelly. Now I want to get to the pricing, because it's a lot more affordable. The 11.5s are starting from, I actually couldn't find a UK price because there's none on the website, but you're looking at around $1,700 for the 11.5. The 19 are from $2,250. The L27, $2,800 from, these are like the calfskin prices. And even the exotic versions are much more on the more sort of reasonable end, 4,000-5,000 for ostrich and snake.
I managed to find the pricing for 2023. This is from bagover.com. And basically, right, I mean, for your standard, quote unquote, Mini Kelly, $8,700, ranging, and then you've got, you know, the Picnic, which is the most similar to the Wicker that we've been seeing at Loro Piana, $14,300. Comparing that to the Loro Piana pouch version in their Wicker, for the 11.5, it's like £3,000, and for the 27 size, it's $5,000. Let's rule the crocodile out, right? But even, and I know that we're looking at bigger sizes here, but even if we look at the ostrich for a Kelly 25, 23,100. Fair enough, it's a bigger bag than the L19, but you can already see that that is a very large difference between the Hermes pricing and the Loro Piana pricing. Are they the same item? No. But it's the closest thing I could find to a comparison.
So the pricing is a lot more approachable. It's roomier than its sort of Hermes counterpart, but it's not necessarily easier to get. So as of late, this was not the situation, I would say, 6 months ago, right? I'm going to throw that out there. These are not easy to get. I looked on both the US and the UK website and not a single variation or size in any skin is available on the website. All of them are on Notify Me, and fair enough, at least you can actually do a Notify Me and it's going to tell you when it's in stock as opposed to having to jump through hoops and do a waitlist system and blah, 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 right?
I'm a liar and I'm here to deliver good news. So, when I checked the UK website as I was filming this, there are some available. There's a couple of ostrich colours in the L27. There's a sort of olive green in the L27 in calfskin. There's a tealy looking backpack. And the only L19s are an ostrich and a snake, so no calfskin, which is obviously the most popular.
The other thing about Loro Piana and these pouches is that, although sold out now, they are available on sites like Net-a-Porter, on Nordstrom. I know in Nordstrom in New York, they have they're in the bag section with all of the other bags. So they are a lot more accessible and easier to buy in general as opposed to any Hermes bag. However, it may be following in the footsteps. I wouldn't be surprised if, following the fact that all of these are sold out a lot of the time, the resale market starts ticking up. We start to see more people, when they do come in stock, buying them, selling them on resale and jacking up the price. I wouldn't be surprised if that starts happening any time around now. I'm also not surprised that a lot of personal shoppers are now posting this bag, because again, it's not easy to get on the website. People are turning to personal shoppers more and more to be like, I need this L19 pouch. Sort it out for me, please. scour the ends of the earth to get me this little top handle moment, right, in this very specific colour that I want. So you'll be seeing more of them post it as well because they are in more demand. I didn't really sort of get the hype behind the pouch until I saw the wicker one, and the first person I saw the wicker one on was Layli Mirza. Shout out to Layli because she's a legend in these streets, let me tell you. But yeah, the leather ones didn't really do it for me. It's a bit too quiet luxury for me, you know me. You know me, I love a little let's do a logo. I mean, you know, the Mini Kelly had to shout from the rooftops, you know what I mean? So that part of it is generally not my vibe. However, that little 11.5 in the wicker, I love. That tiny top handle, it's just, I'm sorry, it's just so cute. It's like looking at a kitten. How can you not look at that and be like, oh yeah, I mean, like, my heart, you know, swells for it. It's so cute, okay? So I understand the wicker. The calf isn't really for me. And I've sort of compared the two because I sort of feel as though they're of sort of similar caliber of brands and of items, right? A Mini Kelly, I haven't even told you, like, a Mini Kelly pricing, you're looking at around $9,000, about £8,000 for a Mini Kelly, as opposed to the Loro Piana pouch, which is a quarter of that. So I understand the hype. You're still sort of able to execute a similar vibe to this bag while being very quiet luxury on trend, while having more room, more bang for your buck, and less hoops to jump through, even though at the moment, maybe that's going to get harder. I find it very interesting how quickly it's sold out. I don't know the sort of like pace at which they restock, but there you go. I had to tell you about it. I'm calling it. You're going to be seeing more and more of these. Which one do you prefer? Let me know. I'm going to leave a link to another video over here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are. And in the words of my father,
if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends. If you haven't, keep your mouth shut.
I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye, guys.